To-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
From what day I may find out, certain people not like me.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, ESC Distributors Limited, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, Fun Foods Wholesale, the IAAF Road Relays Bahamas, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, the National Insurance Board, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's and Games, and Tropical Gyros.
Them want poison me, throw me thing up. Pass me and them girlfriend a link up. Dog, where you did that when they think tough. No food, clean water fi drink up. Now me and the dog, them a link up. Big truck, 20-inch rim, just a spin up. The pioneer just a kicks up. And a hip-hop or calypso.
You got it locked and loaded to the Monday, April 22nd edition of Talking Heads. And how are we on the 22nd of April, Mr. Producer? I mean, we literally was just doing April Fool, and now April got us for fool because April's like, I don't want no part of 2024. I want no part of this. Boy, this has been a quick month. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. You know it is Monday, so we will be going to Abaco Live on the flip side of the break. We'll be chiming in with Roscoe Thompson. Obviously, we'll open up the lines as well. Because in addition to talking Abaco, you know, we will be discussing a lot of other things, especially the headlines in today's Guardian. News and views at Madison's 1844. Government and Grand Bahama Port Authority lawyers in talks. Government remains strong in its position on what port owes. This according to the PM. So we'll keep an eye on that. But obviously, you know, maybe when they, you know, have talks, we might get a proper bill presented and know exactly what the breakdown is, and we can go from there. Carifta Committee chair calls audit garbage. Dun, 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 dun. Man denies causing harm to X. And obviously a final farewell for Don Saunders. Very heartfelt weekend for a lot of people. With that, pulled at everybody's heartstrings. Seeing that go down. My thoughts and prayers continue to go out to his family. Now, this is what we're going to do. I'll give you the phone lines. You know, they're open, so you can chime in. We'll take a quick break, and on the flip side of the break, we'll go live to Abaco with Roscoe Thompson. Phone lines are open in New Providence, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Toll free and anyone in the family islands, 242-300-5720, 242-300-5720. Text lines powered by BTC. 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Stream us live. Take us wherever you want to go. GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. Cable channel 969. BTC Flow channel 612. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on for fresh news, smart talk all day. Right here at Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Quick break. Flip side of the break, we'll be going live to Abaco. Keep it right where you got it. The Monday, April 22nd edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Make Mother's Day one to remember with a delightful Mother's Day brunch valued at $300 courtesy of Haagen-Dazs and Fun Foods Wholesale. It's simple. Just head over to Lickety Split or Super Value locations and purchase a pint of your favorite Haagen-Dazs ice cream for just $8.99. After purchasing, don't forget to write your full name and number on the back of your receipt and drop it into any entry box at the store. You're now in the running for our grand prize drawing, taking place on May 10th. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Happy Mother's Day from Haagen-Dazs. Promotion ends May 8th.
Play with Island Games, we making dreams come true. Play with Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy, and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Nice to meet you, Jazz. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm an independent 27-year-old manager who wants her own home with her own rules.
Sounds good. I'll help you get there.
We see you, the go-getter, with big plans, and we've been keeping you in mind. Follow your goal home with a mortgage from CIBC Caribbean, and don't bother about your home insurance, as we'll help with that and more. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more info. Conditions apply.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
On the Monday, April 22nd edition of Talking Heads, let's go to Abaco. We got Roscoe Thompson chiming in as he does each and every Monday right here on Talking Heads. Roscoe, what's good, man? We got
Hey,
Roscoe.
Naughty, what's up?
Hey,
How
what's,
are you?
What's
Sorry.
happening, man?
I got to hit that unmute button every time.
Listen, first and foremost, I just want to commend you guys off the top. What a great tribute you guys did to Steve Jenkins. That dude was a when I say character, I say that in a great way. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way at all. And as somebody who had a lot of love here in New Providence and Abaco and all of that, man, y'all did a great job with him, man. Sending him.
Yeah,
That was a great tribute.
He was a good fella, man. It was nice to see the police where he was a volunteer fire, part of the fire department on Guanakee. Will Hart came over and presented a plaque or a token from the Royal Bahamas Police Force. So that was kind of touching, but to hear all the good stories.
I remember him back in the day at Waterloo with the longer hair, still with the two earrings and the bandana, and I was Pirates of the Caribbean ahead of time. You know what I mean?
I go back a little further with Raymond and Toby and Mark and Cheeks and Ding Ding and Herbie and
but you got in some of the
and all them
you got in some of the names I know for sure.
Beach.
Yeah, oh yeah.
On Paradise Island Beach, jet skis and parasail ramp, man. That's
a long time ago. That's good days. That's when we could have gone on Cabbage Beach uninterrupted without problems. Couple of swank pizzas, some cold ones, and have a good time, eh?
Yeah, I was trouble back then.
Good. Yeah, you're still trouble now. Don't let nobody fool you. You're just a different kind of trouble. Don't put me away. I still trouble myself. I ain't, middle-aged and crazy, buddy, but I'm going down swinging.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, it was really nice. I mean, to see the Marsh Harbor Volunteer Fire Department come out, take his ashes up to Snappers, and then from Snappers, the Hopetown Volunteer Fire and Rescue took it to Guanakee, and then we had the memorial Saturday night, and then they laid his ashes yesterday over on Guanakee, which was amazing. So I hate to lose a good person like that in our community, but at times, as I say to people, when the good Lord calls, we don't have a say.
You don't have a say. We got the book, and when our time comes, it's our time.
Yeah.
That's why you try to live life to the fullest every day, make an impact every day, so when you get there tired, you get there spent, you get there with nothing left.
You got that right.
But speaking of tired and spent, I know we tired and spent on talking about the debris. How's the debris down there? We still got the debris?
Still right there. We had a little fire today out by one of the used car lot, or not used car lots, but junkyards in the back there.
And that can always be a problem getting out.
Yeah, we got it out, but it's just the fact that, this is what can happen. And, we're going on 6 weeks now, a month, 6 weeks. And
yeah, about 6 weeks.
It's kind of ridiculous that they they haven't moved it yet. I just don't think they know what to do with it. We talk about carbon credits and our footprint and everything. We technically are not a burn island, but that's still how fires are set out there from burning copper, whatever it may be. So we end up burning whatever's there ends up getting burned. You might as well burn it one time
and get it out of the way.
Get rid of it.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, we got to keep an eye on the debris now because it's 6 weeks in. You don't want it to be look up and we now, 24 weeks in.
But you got April's almost over. May, June, you're coming up into hurricane season. I just pray to God that they do something before hurricane season, and I pray to God that we don't get a hurricane and that debris is still there. That would be even more trouble for us.
I mean, every week though, we keep hearing now the same thing. A lot of things still stuck. A lot of things still, where they were almost 2 years into this show.
Well, Norty, really I mean, you got a government that's practically broke. Every bit of money that they raise, they spend. You see the American Airlines saying that they're going to pull out of Norfolk Luther and Governor's Harbor if it's not brought up to code and to standard. I mean, they could pretty much say that about any of our airports besides LPA, but besides...
and then they put an international airport, correct. And I think you can't talk about, we have plans to do this, but we don't want to see plans anymore. We need to see viable options. And in all those family islands, we need airports or definitely runways and some sort of facility to house tourists and Bahamians properly and make it viable to travel, not make it like an adventure. I've seen pictures from the family islands. Some of those airports are deplorable.
It reminds me, I saw Luther in the pictures, and it reminds me of Abaco 40 years ago.
Some of them remind me of airstrips that they cut in the jungle in a couple of episodes of Narcos. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
in fact, those airports in Narcos were better.
We finally got a generator out at Leonard M. Thompson. Now they just need to fix the air conditioning and the lighting. So it's.
To his credit,
I guess that's one small step.
But one second, Roscoe. To his credit, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, and I think Aviation as well, Chester Cooper said that the situation is embarrassing. And I think now that he's addressed it, we may get some relief with some urgency.
But why should it have come to that?
Because basically, if they're talking bad about Luther Airport, maybe Exuma Airport next, so he want jump the hurdle and make sure everything copacetic.
But when I went to Exuma a year and a half ago, I thought that a year ago, they had already started on Exuma Airport.
I was being facetious, but yeah, you never know. You got to double check that.
It takes you to realize a national airline carrier pulling out takes you to realize that you need to upgrade the airport.
That you get a letter from American Airlines, Somebody who does an airline that does a lot of business here. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That shouldn't get to that stage. We need to be long time. We needed to be more proactive than reactive, and that's our problem. We react, and sometimes we don't react correctly, and now we have a problem.
But Norty, it goes. It goes about. It's all over. Grand Bahama, they're having issues. You got 2 hotels. There's so much that can be done, but trying to get the right investors to come in is sometimes scary. And some of these investors that you do have coming in are basically scam artists. We've had that a couple times.
We need to do some better vetting with our foreign investors as well.
It's mind-boggling. I still got a diesel leak going into my harbor. The booms have not been changed in a couple days. Norty, it's like taking my head and banging against a cement wall every week. And the one thing that comes to my mind is, if this leak happened in Nassau, what would have happened?
Listen.
That's. I'm not saying downplaying what happened here in Abaco. The service station is shut down, but the company responsible for the service station has not done
Roscoe,
the first.
I remember vividly a certain leak in Marathon that went on for eons, and a certain member of parliament at the time who didn't want to lose his perks, didn't say anything on it, to heck with the constituents. And a lot of constituents ended up, suffering the effects of that in the form of cancer, a lot of passing away that were tied to that. So we look at that, and what would have happened here in Nassau? Probably maybe the same darn thing that happened back then would have happened again. Who knows what would have happened?
It's just mind-boggling because, we do have water mains, and I say that, I don't want to scare anybody, but there are water pipes.
You got the water tablet compromised, and then it seeps out further. I mean, we're limestone based as a makeup. Limestone retracts, doesn't emit, so it gets into the limestone eventually. Then it gets into the food chain.
One thing I'm grateful about is our water field is so far out of town. But my concern now is, you look the environment in the harbor, but you also look if there's any water and sewage lines running there and the ground is saturated with diesel or fuel. After time, that's going to sink in PVC, all of that, the pipe is, whatever it may be, is porous. So after time, it's going to eat away at it. It's just a concern. Right now, we're not at that stage, but it's the longer they keep dragging this out,
it's going to be ripe for a big old FUPA, big old disaster.
Right. Last week, the guy from Ministry of Environmental Health came out and they checked all the drains. And like I said to him, I said, sir, I just want you to know we did the same thing that you did, and he came up with the same conclusion. It's coming from this service station, and I said, hey, I told the minister that, I told your director that you're up here now, but it's like,
well, if the feet keep dragging, then we're going to have to start asking questions as to whose equipment it is at the service station and when are they going to get involved to stop the leak.
I'm going to give them, I'll be honest with you, Nordy, I'm giving them this week. And then on Monday of next week, I will let the Bahamas know which service station it is.
And we already did one episode of the Coalition on the debris in Abaco. We could easily do another episode of the Coalition on the leak. I don't have no problem with that.
Yeah.
And thank everybody from down there who shared it as well too. I appreciate
it. I did give props to Minister Vaughan and them, and it's sometimes dealing with these fuel companies could be difficult. But I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt and their ministry position, in regards to getting a letter to him and everything now that their guy has inspected it. So, but again, please have the booms up here. Those booms have been sitting in the water for 5 days now. One of them is sinking. You could see where they're saturated. So they're not doing their job. The diesel, you could see the sheen on the water. I'll send you some pictures from today. Sitting on the water, and it's starting to go past the booms, which is a concern, as it would be in any community.
Let me check the text times real quick, because I got a couple coming in, and maybe you could speak to some of these, Roscoe. Flying Phil isn't worried about you poor folks. He's busy up and down behind the affluent gates, loving himself. No time for the broke, busted, and disgusted citizenry. This is a new day and the wave drowning these folks. I hope the PRP and FNM keep their feet on our necks. We love politics, so don't let it destroy us, though.
He said it, he said it right there at the end, and I will say it's politics.
Yep.
And both, we play it good on both sides. What I'd like to see, and I maybe this is a dream of mine, but representation. I think it's the people of your community that comes first. If you cannot put your island before a party, in 5 years, when you have to go back to those people to ask for their support, they don't want to hear where you've been for the past 4 years. I guess what somebody said to me one time, if you're elected as a member of parliament, when your campaign starts, the day you're elected, because in 4 years, you should not have to go to the people asking them for their vote. They should be able to see what you've done.
Another text there, Roscoe. Benefit of the doubt. You guys need to expose these people and stop playing, man. Diesel is cancerous. That extra time you're giving them, that could have an effect on the poor folks that are being affected.
It's affecting Marsh Harbor. I mean, and it's, you know, Naughty, what can I do? I've come on Guardian. I've sent it to the Tribune.
I think you need to huddle up with your folks down there, and if it's not really rectified, like between today, tomorrow, or in the right direction, then you need to roll your sleeves up and play a little hardball.
Yeah, I just don't understand why some of these news, besides you, and, you know, giving me the opportunity on the Abaco report, you know, this was sent on to the Tribune. The only thing I know what to do now is to send it on, you know, more onto the Guardian, the Tribune, our news, you know, ZedNet. Well, I know ZedNet won't.
The squeaky wheel keeps sending it and sending it and sending it and sending it and sending it. The squeaky wheel gonna get the most noise. I mean, most oil. Make the most noise and get the most oil. That's what I wanted to say. Let me look at some of these texts. Naughty, ask Roscoe, how much is gas in Abaco?
You know, I didn't check. I have not put gas in the car. I know that it's approaching $6 in Nassau, $5.91. So I'm going to say right now it's probably, if we're on our old stock, it's probably the same price. If they've got new stock in now, it's probably $6.50, $6 something a gallon. I will double check and have that info for you next week. But it's starting to climb.
Another text to chime in. Naughty, you guys ready for hurricane season, NIB increase season, BPL increase season, local departure tax increase season, cost of living increase season?
No, I don't know.
Whether we ready for it or not, it coming, but I don't know if we ready for it or not, but it coming for sure.
I just don't know how, you know, I was talking to somebody today and they were like, what's going to happen? The Bahamas sooner or later is going to crumble. We cannot continue going on like this. You know, we cannot continue being taxed and the government is not running this country the best way it could, if you ask me.
Boy, you're being diplomatic, boy. My God, you're being diplomatic right now.
No, I'm just being straight up. This country's we're going down like.
Yes, boy, you ain't lying.
Yeah.
Naughty, ask Roscoe if the Abaco Prime Minister hasn't been charged yet, because he's making no sense as an MB. Oh my God.
I don't know. I do know that the court case is still pending. In that regards, I haven't heard that the charges have been dropped. And like I said, you remember, I think I said it to you a couple months ago when this came out. I think that's going to be pushed under the rug to 2026. And it's the same, you know, with Adrian Gibson. I think that at the end of the day, he's going to be found not guilty. And
turn around, and then he's going to sue, and then we're going to have to pay him money out of our pockets like we did for Mr. Smith and Mr. Gibson and so on and so forth.
And then he's going to turn around and sue the government, and he's going to win a substantial amount of money for wrongful prosecution, just as, you know, the other politicians got Leslie Miller and some of those others, and they were brought up before. I mean,
And you got to think of a certain island administrator too, whose case can't seem to come up, can't find a judge to hear a case. You know what I mean? It just makes one shake one head.
That's why I say politics, man.
Wow,
you know,
our
system has too much corruption in it. Our system allows for too.
That's a power cut. Because I lost everything. We still got Ross.
I'm here.
Because I'm done in here. I got nothing. I got nothing in the headphones. I got nothing in the mic.
I hear you.
Yeah, but I can't hear him. I can't hear anything. So we got a little technical difficulty. I don't know if we still on the air, if we off the air, or what, but...
You're on the air.
Yeah, I'm glad, you know, you can hear me because I can't hear you.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on. Maybe these headphones have given up the ghost and they seen better days or brighter days or so on and so forth.
You there?
Yeah, I'm saying I'm gonna just go ahead and wing it with no headphones right now, and hopefully I can still keep hearing you, and we'll go from there. So obviously you still hear me, right?
Yeah, ma'am. I hear you loud and clear.
All right. Well, let me just get this point in for sure, and then we'll get to a break. But earlier we talked about the situation with American Airlines in North Eleuthera and their airport. Well, we did mention that Deputy Prime Minister Chester Kuba and Minister of Tourism actually did address it. And he did address it at the Harbor Island Business Outlook Conference. And he pledged that a new terminal building, and I quote, is going to be well out of the ground by the end of this year. And he acknowledged that the area's long suffering due to inadequate airport facilities have failed to keep pace with the tourism and the wider economy's growth. So obviously he addressed it. I think it's on his radar. I think he's aware. And yes, thank you, Mr. Producer. Now we got that out of the way. We be back and running, solid. So he did address it. So
you hear me, Norty?
Yeah, hopefully we can see that out of the ground by the end of the year. So we're now in April going into May. So we got about maybe 7 months to see what comes out by the end of the year. And he's on record saying it.
Norty, you know as well as I do, but and I just asked this, I mean, they can always, maneuver funds from one line item to another line item, but if that isn't in this year's budget or put in through there, they're going to have to find the money from that somewhere else.
And then where it can come from? New tax.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, you know that as well as I do, because if you have, for example, our budget is in already for the township, so maybe it might be in this new budget coming up, but who knows? I guess we'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see. We always got to wait and see. And with no Freedom of Information Act, no Procurement Act, I mean, come on, it gets a little hectic. It gets a little cumbersome. It gets a little tiring,
Well, you're just going on the I guess you're going their word, and you know what they say: a promise is a comfort to a fool. Until you see something coming out of the ground that's sustainable. But
and come every 5 years, we get really foolish as a people. As Bahamians, we get really foolish every 5 years.
We do.
Because we keep allowing the same folks to keep repeating the same cycle and leaving us exactly where we are.
Insanity, man. That's what it is. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results,
Yeah. And for far too long, we've been making that same mistake. We have to change this cycle. We have to change the political culture, man. It has to evolve. We have to mature. Go ahead.
And I hope that happens, my friend. I hope that they, whoever is the next sitting government of the Bahamas, well, we know if it's a PLP, they already said they don't want no FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, but it has to be implemented, There has to be accountability and transparency to know what we're settling in court cases, to know what money is being moved, what money is being borrowed, what is happening. That needs to be public. You need to let the people know, because if you don't, they lose trust in you. They don't have confidence.
And I look at it, and that's you campaign on accountability and transparency, and then when you get in, you abolish all the tools remotely close to empower you to be transparent and accountable, and keep the general public and the voting populace at ease, because they're getting information disseminated correctly, properly, efficiently, and on time.
That would be, has it been posted yet on what the disclosure from all MPs? Has that been...
We've seen both the leader of opposition, Mr. Michael Pindart, said it all of his party members and MPs and senators have declared, and on the other side we got it from Mr. Davis that everybody else on the PLP side has declared, but we see nothing. I still need to see the declarations, because I need to know who went in $100 air, $1,000 air, and I need to see how much out, because far too many times we've seen $1,000 airs go in and come out as millionaires.
Which is true, Norty. I mean, think about it. If you go in and you're in the sitting government and you're in a ministerial position, I mean, what are you making? $100,000 maximum a year, give or take. I mean, when you think about it, when you come out, if you're worth, I'm just using an example, if you're worth $6 million when you go in, and you come out and you're worth
Roscoe,
million.
just for correction's sake, my fault. I misspoke. Mr. Pinto has said all F&M MPs and senators have declared. Mr. Davis said that he does not know.
How could you not know if you're the prime minister? That's what is mind-boggling.
I guess Mr. Mitchell didn't tell him yet.
Boy.
So we have the F&M who've declared, and we have the PRP. Mr. Davis says he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. Boy, I tell you, naughty. But like I was saying, if I'm worth $1 million and I go politics and I get a ministerial position or whatever, okay, fine. If I sell a piece of land or something, okay, it might change from land asset to cash in bank. But there should be, when I come out, I shouldn't be worth $10 million. I mean,
if you are worth $10 million, I need to know how you got there.
How'd you get there? I mean,
enlighten me. Let me make some of them business opportunities work for me as well. Share the wealth, brother. Share the knowledge.
Share the knowledge. Share the wealth. No, I agree with you, Norty.
It's so repetitive.
Listen, it's frustrating, man. It's just really, you would think after 50 plus years of independence, we would have, somewhat got this correct. I mean, it seems like it's just a revolving door. Yeah, one might be a little better than Peter than Paul, but at the end of the day, if you don't allow for these things to take, and the Freedom of Information Act is so easy, I mean.
Yeah, I got a couple of texts regarding that. Only way, Naughty, let Roscoe know, the only way Freedom of Information Act gets enacted is if the international banks like the International or the IMF force us to implement it in return for loans.
That's coming, I believe. I mean, think about it. What is it, 2026 to 2030?
You cannot have international business out there. Correct, but at the same time, you cannot be wanting to do business internationally and not have a Freedom of Information Act where everywhere else in the world that does business has one.
Yep. You lose faith. You lose space.
And
people do not.
Other
countries do not have confidence in you.
Exactly.
Because you are. Why will you not implement a Freedom of Information Act? Is it because then you are held accountable? Is Correct. It because then if something comes back, it's just like this overspending at the Carifta. Now, or the games, and I say this. You look at it. You got three different stories again. The Auditor General, who audited everything, I believe him over I do the minister.
Excuse me, I have to believe. I have to believe the auditor, who stands independent of party affiliation, cannot be mandated to do anything by anyone, according to Article 136, Section 5 of the Constitution. Right. And furthermore, he gave a detailed report. I don't care if Minister Boleg asked for it, and that's fine. He can ask for it. But at the end of the day, the Auditor General still does not have to answer to him. He can do with said report what he wants. And then to have a committee chairperson come in, and despite them being an accountant, to call it garbage and call it stupid is crazy. Now, if I were Minister Boleg, I would let the chips fall where they may, like he said. Let it fall where they may. And we need to find out. Maybe there's no malfeasance. Maybe money wasn't stolen.
Right.
But it was mismanaged. It was bungled. And I need to know who the crew was who bungled that money. To go from $7 million initial budget to $12 million and $829,000 overage.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
That's just Naughty. I cannot go into local government funds and spend $100,000 more than what my budget is. I just can't. It's not there. It won't. The government won't allow me to do it.
Let's get to this call real quick, Roscoe. Talking Heads.
Naughty and Roscoe, good afternoon.
Hey, what's happening, Jeff?
Good afternoon. Right here, my brothers. Listen, I've deliberately meant not coming on much, just listening to others to see whether the prospectus I hold are similar out there, I can tell you this one thing. You know, we as Bahamians have to get to the point where we stop being afraid to address these hard-hitting, critical issues when it comes down to political parties, these politicians, these high-profile people in these parties, and their cronies on the bottom. You know what really gets me? The Freedom of Information Act is never going to be enacted because we have prime examples right now. We see what's happening. These guys could go in at a figure. And if you enter in politics, for instance, and knowing full well that you have an investment that has the potential to turn a certain amount of earnings for you to add to your bottom line, then that too should have been declared. How could you go into politics as $1 and come out $100,000 at the end of 5 years? And then here's the irony of the whole thing that is pissing off a lot of Bahamians. By law, they're supposed to declare. By law, if they don't declare by a certain time, they're supposed to be fined, jailed, or both. And nothing is happening on this forefront. And then we have a prime minister who's representing not just the government, but the party that is in governance. And you got your own people who have not declared. So, in essence, what I'm saying here is you're supposed to be setting the example for the rest of your people to follow. If the prime minister, he claims that he declared, and your people, subordinates under you, who are part of your cabinet and your government, has not declared. So, virtually, it's like then you didn't declare either. You see, you're guilty by association. You're supposed to be setting the bar and having these guys hit the bar. But you allowing this thing to slide, and then you got your chairman out there trying to defend the indefensible is a bunch of garbage. This country is not going anywhere. And I will continue to say that we are a hamster on a spinning wheel going nowhere fast because nobody wants to hold anybody in power accountable for doing what the law says and what is right by the Bahamian people. I'm going to leave my point still, my brothers. Have a good day.
All right, Roscoe. Let me get a couple of these texts in, and then I got another call, and I got to get some information on those PLP declarations as well too. Naughty Freedom of Information Act is counterproductive to politicians. Yeah, I think we're aware of that painfully. Again, if they never disclose, how do we verify what they had before entering politics? It's a game to them. They go in government with $50 and a dream and come out $2 to $3 million richer, all on our dime. Listen, I can be honest with you. Let me. I don't know if this is him, but I do want to go on record and say, listen, I heard some really good reports out of Pride States that Sparky did a wonderful job on Earth Day, and you know I'm all about the environment, and a happy Earth Day to everybody, and who definitely get into Earth Day. And I hear Sparky did a wonderful job out there on that property he has, on that farm he has. People call me and say, boy, Naughty, you need to big up Sparky, man. Your boy doing good out there.
So he finally got his road pushed out there.
I don't know if he got his road pushed out or whatever, but he did what he had to do. Enough that people called me and told me so. My hat's off to Sparky, man. May he live to enjoy many, many, many more brown bottles. You know? Good stuff, Sparky. I appreciate you. Let me check a couple of these other texts. Oh, and let me get this to you as well. Because this is important, and I do want to put this out here for clarity and for context. According to the Director of Communications of the Office of the Prime Minister, Trey Ramming, said Mr. Davis did file on time this year. Cabinet ministers who said they met their deadline were Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, Education Minister Glenys Hanna Martin, Grand Bahama Minister Ginger Moxie, National Security Minister Wayne Monroe, Works and Family Island Affairs Clay Sweeting, Labor and Public Service Minister Pierre Glover Rowe, Energy and Transport Minister JoBeth Colby Davis, Housing and Urban Renewal Minister Keith Bell, Office of the Prime Minister and Social Services State Minister Miles LaRoda, Environment and Natural Resource Minister Vaughn Miller, Youth Sports and Culture Minister Mario Boleg, and Environment and Natural Resources State Minister Zane Lightwood. Several weeks ago, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Dorval told the Tribune he had not filed at the time, and still no update on that. When asked about disclosure, Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell declined to say and said to speak to Public Disclosure Commission Chairman Bishop Victor Cooper. Bishop Cooper told the Tribune he was out of town and to call the disclosure office, although it was on the Easter weekend. All opposition MPs said they had filed on time. Other MPs who confirmed included Seabreeze MP Leslie Miller Bryce, North Andros, and the Berry Islands MP Leonardo Lightbourne, Michael MP Basil McIntosh, Central and South Abaco MP John Pinder, and West Grand Bahama and Bimini MP Kingsley Smith. According to the Tribune, they were unable to reach a number of parliamentarians, including Immigration and National Insurance Minister Alfred Sears, Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister Jomo Campbell, and Housing and Urban Renewal Minister Lisa Ramming.
Wow.
Bishop Cooper also indicated that 90% of parliamentarians had filed by the March 1st deadline. He said last year many senators and senior civil servants failed to disclose their assets, income, and liabilities. All right? So, let's get to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads.
Hey, Naughty.
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
Radio boy trying to get through, but, finally get through. This disclosure, I can't see that wicked. It ain't wicked, yes. And I agree with your last call who called. They ain't taking it serious. Because, see, you might as well save that money with your paying whoever's the so-called chairman and put that somewhere else. Because ain't nothing happening. And they taking this as a joke, and nobody declaring. But let me say election could be so-and-so date, and then you say you have to declare by, a day or two before election. Everybody having they vote. All right?
I with you, man. We've been seeing it too long, me and you.
We've been paying around this too long. All of this is based on the public money paying that fella, but he's chairman, and ain't nothing getting done. And then on top of that, I don't know why they don't appoint somebody like one of those ex-judge or somebody to be the chairman.
Independent.
Yeah, put an ex-judge, and I guarantee you get. But see, but it's so jokey. You say everybody have to declare so-and-so day before election. Everybody got their things in. You know that, though.
They need to.
We just do a bunch of foolishness because we could get it.
And we entertain it. We as the voters, we allow it. We allow too much foolishness.
Yeah, we are. And every
we know
time,
better,
every
and
year,
we refuse to do better, and we too afraid as a people to call wrong when we see wrong.
Yeah. But when last you hear them declare they had something, how much years ago they into it?
Hey, listen here, since King Archie was a hammer.
All right, then. So why you keep appointing this guy's chairman and paying him big money and got people in office and thinking ain't nothing getting done? But anyhow,
I appreciate your call, man.
Being serious, man.
We gotta get serious. We gotta get serious. That's something that we gotta look at. We aren't serious.
Yeah.
We need harsher penalties for not disclosing. And once you put those harsh penalties on the books, you need to make an example. You get one or two that don't disclose, make an example.
And that's where the caller's absolutely right. As an independent or an ombudsman that oversees that, no matter if FNMPL, DNA, whatever it may be, at the end of the day, if you don't disclose or you don't, there are penalties on the books now, but it's getting them to enforce it. It's just it's mind-boggling, What the question I'd have is, the Attorney General, he right there has the power within his office,
and we don't use it.
Boy,
the more things change, the more they say the same.
It's it.
Naughty, there will be no difference. Politicians dare us to do something, it's done right in our faces, and we refuse to do anything about it. They broke the law without consequence.
But who holds them? And see, that's the thing, Naughty.
And we do need harsher penalties, and we do need to hold them accountable.
I mean, me and you could speak out. We could do it, but if the
text says we should cane them.
Do you file a government when they don't declare or they're breaking the law themselves? I mean, we should have a right to know where money is coming from, money is being spent. That's all at the burden of the Bahamian people, because we are the ones The 400,000 that live in our beautiful archipelago are the ones at the end of the day that take the burden of that and the brunt of that burden. We take that. We're the ones that have to pay that through taxes or fees or VAT, whatever it may be. You still have duty.
Yeah.
VAT, last time I checked, VAT was supposed to go to the national debt, but VAT goes to them making up a budget when they fall short on a budget. I mean, last time I checked, VAT was supposed to go pay off our national debt.
VAT was supposed to do plenty of things, but what is it doing? Anyway, I got a couple of texts before we get out of here. Naughty, that's why the AG and Chief of Police should be independent like the Auditor General. Let us select them, no political biases. Here's another one. Naughty, time to start suing the government. Former politicians always suing the government, so elective.
That's what I just said.
I hope if I get charged with a criminal offense, I don't be prosecuted if they are not. If they're not going to prosecute politicians who break the law, I shouldn't be prosecuted. Be too soft on these people, Naughty. I agree. Stiffer penalties must be enacted. Change the law to have the penalties apply automatically. Then they will have to defend and explain why they should not have to pay the penalty. Bahamians want to know.
You know, and
this isn't going to waste.
Need to know.
Correct.
It's not a matter of us wanting to know. We need to know because, like I said, at the end of the day, that falls on the back of us, my friend.
It does. But listen, I'm getting a sign from Mr. Producer. I appreciate you chiming in and being so candid with Abaco and on other things, national issues. We got to get to the break, but we'll do it again next Monday for sure, my brother.
All right, I'll try to get Daphne or some,
That'd be awesome. What about Miss Rackley? We ain't talking to Miss Rackley in a minute, man. How's she doing?
Miss Rackley, she's doing good. Maybe I'll get her on too. Just to give you an update, they are clean up at Home Fabrics. I even see now at Bethel's Estate, they're putting fence poles around there to fence off some of the property. So things are slowly starting to resemble. We still have a couple buildings here and there in the old government clinic that the government needs to remove, but I don't see that happening anytime soon.
But we'll stay on until they get it done, Roscoe. That's what we're here for.
Naughty, thank you for having me on every
brother.
Monday for the Abaco Report. It's a godsend and a blessing to be able to come on and,
anything
both
we can do, man.
issues as well as local.
All right, my brother. I appreciate you being here every week. The same way, man, and keeping it so live and candid from Abaco. Good stuff. As always, man, have a great week, and we'll talk to you again on Monday, bro.
All right, bro. I'll send you those photos and that video of the oil leak still.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Quick break, Mr. Producer, and on the flip side of the break, we'll go to the news, and on the 5 o'clock hour, we're talking sports. Keep it right where you got it. Purdy will be in the building. Don't touch it.
Cancer Treatments Now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Enjoy the flavors of summer with a mega-sized KFC combo and get a secret code for a chance to win. KFC and Pepsi is giving away daily beach bundles of a KFC bag packed with KFC shades, a bucket of 25 KFC whole wings, and a 2-liter Pepsi, plus a weekly cash prize of $1,000. Whether it's original recipe, spicy, or barbecue, get your favorite KFC combo today and mega-size your summer fun. KFC Nassau, it's mega finger-licking good.
Yeah, what Boss Man was saying in the back there just now. About what? The luncheon? Why you always worried about? No, about how we gotta pay a little more for national insurance. Mildred, you talking fool. I can't afford to pay that. And you're always crying, pour 'em out. Ain't gonna be much. Boss still gotta pay. What's the July 2024? I think that criminal benefit is what did help my boy Tony through the pandemic. That same unemployment benefit. And guess what? What? Susan, I think she'd get a pregnancy benefit, eh? You mean maternity benefit, eh? So now, we gotta do our part to make sure we get our pension. All right.
For more information, visit niprateIncrease.com.
All those loans I had were so overwhelming. Fidelity's debt consolidation loan combined all my loan payments into one easy payment with a built-in savings plan that pays me unbeatable interest. It's time to make that move to Fidelity. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, ESC Distributors Limited, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, Fun Foods Wholesale, the IAAF Road Relays Bahamas, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, the National Insurance Board, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's and Games, and Tropical Gyros.
We're back at you on the Monday, April 22nd edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. And let's jump on in to today in sports history. We're into the 5 o'clock hour, so you know we're talking sports. And, of course, Purdy, correct? Keep an eye out, Mr. Producer. Purdy should be jamming in. Let me see if the Dodgers was playing early or not. If the Dodgers was playing early, yeah, Purdy may take a second. So we'll keep an eye out for the Pearlmeister. And he'll chime in short order. And while we're waiting on Pearly, I'll jump in today in sports history. All brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. And on this day, April 22nd, 1876, 8 baseball teams began the inaugural season of the National League. In the first game, Boston beat Philadelphia 6-5. 1914, Babe Ruth made his pitching debut with the Baltimore Orioles. 1915, the New York Yankees wore pinstripes and the hat in the ring logo for the first time. The Toronto Maple Leafs, in 1945, the Toronto Maple Leafs defeated the Detroit Red Wings 2-1 in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. 1982, the Atlanta Braves ended their 13-game winning streak to start the season. It was the longest streak of wins at the beginning of the season in Major League Baseball history. 1994, Michael Mora became the first left-handed heavyweight champion. 2010, the NFL Draft was aired in prime time for the first time. Sports quote of the day: I think they drafted in alphabetical order. Brent Ziegler, the last pick in the NFL draft. Mr. Irrelevant. But look at Brock Purdy. He was Mr. Irrelevant, and look how well he's done. Anyway, I digress.
Anyway.
There's Purdy. I don't have to ask now.
I'm here, my brother. I'm here.
We got the
Forgive
Purdy
me forgive me if you hear some unnecessary noise. Unfortunately, I'm driving as I talk to you. I'm in a car driving as I talk to you. Don't let people think I drive.
Just don't cuss nobody in the road. That's all.
No, I good.
I know how some of these drivers go. They might get to you. So put it on mute if you have to, you know?
No, I just throw the finger.
All right, we'll get into the local sports scene, all brought to you, of course, by Burger King Nassau. All right, the home court. And don't forget, 2 for $5.75 on the Chris sandwiches with sausage and cheese. All right, make your BK part of your breakfast each and every day. 2 for $5.75 on the Chris sandwiches. They're off the chain. All right, backdoor sweep for the Panthers versus the Warhawks. Panthers win 4th straight title. Warhawks dethrone the defenders. This out of volleyball. The Caribbean Gas Panthers won a 4th straight New Providence Volleyball Association women's title on Sunday, turning back the Bamboo Shack Lady Warhawks in straight sets, 25-8, 25-8, and 25-14 at the D.W. Davis Gym. They won the championship series 3-1. Remember, as we went into the weekend, Pearly, the Warhawks won the first game.
Yes.
And I said, listen, the won 3 in a row. They're veterans. They've been there. They have the experience. You know, this has happened before. And take nothing away from, the Lady Warhawks to come out and win that first game. Backdoor sweep. There you go. The Panthers won 3 straight, captured their 4th straight title. And that's on the women's side. And then, of course, on the men's side, I'll tell you who won over there in 1 second.
Yes, mate.
See, you almost did it, Purdy. Kiss me.
I know, because the people is thinking supposed to just turn left on red. Because you can do it. You got to wait for cars to go, and you turn left on red, and it's clear. Anyway, carry on, Smart.
Breathe.
Musa.
You know, Musa. All right, so, that's volleyball. Then we look at track and field. We've had several Bahamian athletes on the track. We had Stephen Gardner win his first race of the year. Devin Charlton came second in her first outdoor race of the year. And Samson Colebrook doing big things. So, we got a lot of potential.
My brother, and I think Antoinette Storm did. She came 9th, but she ran a 25.
And then if we look to our marathon running, we got to congratulate veteran Bahamian marathon runner Michael Cunningham. He's become just the 7th Bahamian to earn the title 6-star finisher by completing the Boston Marathon, the final race for him in the Abbott World Marathon Series. So he's done all 6 of the major world marathons, finally completing the Boston Marathon. So hats off to him, man. We got to get him on the show, man, Purdy.
Yeah, that'd be cool, yeah. We should probably try to get a couple of the athletes from the World Relays on the show next week. That's before the relays start, too.
You know track and field, like that's your thing, man. Make that happen, Pearly.
I'll make a call.
All right.
I know a guy. I'll make a call.
You know a guy. All right. I know a guy, too. I got to shout out again Sparky, man. Sparky did some big things on Earth Day, Pearly.
Yeah. Sparky has from what I understand, has a really good garden,
Yeah.
He promising me, but I don't get. So
we got to go here, Sparky.
Maybe I'll fight for him a little more.
I working hard for Sparky to get back on there, man, on my show for sure. I tried to get him on today, but I got to get clearance.
I have a trade proposal.
Yeah, we got a big trade proposal. We can work that out, trust me.
Okay.
International scene, who's in, who's out?
Hold on a minute. I know you're trying to duck this.
Duck what?
Over the weekend, the Bahamas Youth Flag Football Association had the high school flag football championships.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Under 14 and over 14. And the greatest school in the Bahamas, the Big Red Machine, won both divisions. I think in the under 14, they beat QC again. And in the over 14, they beat St. Augustine's team too. So congratulations to the flag football team of St. Augustine's. Great job. Well done. And we'll have them on my show on Thursday to talk little flag football.
Find out when the upcoming season's starting, man.
They have a spring season, and that's why they're coming this week. They have a spring season coming up, but they have what they call spring football.
And when's that start?
End of May into June, and then the season starts later on in the year.
All right, yeah, get me that. I need that. I gotta do something with that.
Okay, not a problem. I'll Jason and Muffy will be there on Thursday. I'll get all that information for you.
All right, solid, good stuff. All right, now can we go to the who's in and who's out? All brought to you with a shameless plug of
the championship team. Yes.
Yeah. Now you got that out of the way. Can we continue?
Yeah, sure.
Well, where you want to start with this international thing, man? You want to start NBA? You want to start NFL draft? You want to talk some? You want to talk some baseball? I mean, what you want to talk?
Talk a little NBA. Let's get a little. Let me probably hanging on in the window cup enough. Muff to the Royal beating yesterday. The thing about it, all the home teams won over the weekend in both the Western and Eastern Conference, which is interesting. That's the first time since 2013, I think, that happened. People, I'm not too concerned about what went down in all those games outside of the Boston. I think Boston was the only team that looked really dominating. Outside of that, and it's still open for any team, including the Lakers.
Boy, I don't know.
Let's see what happens tonight. They get beat tonight, that'll be a different story to talk about.
Do you think they win tonight, though, Pearly?
They got a good chance. They can't blame LeBron for that loss. Both of them did their part. Reeves did not have a game. Hachimura, they just didn't play that well. Prince, the rest of the team did not.
D'Lo was taken out of the game.
Sorry?
They took D'Lo out of the game.
Yeah, they took D'Lo out of the game, but that was expected, and others didn't do what they were supposed to do. I really think
and remember when I looked at the entire bench only put up 11 points. Remember, I don't know, there was one dude on radio that was saying if they don't get no bench score and they ain't going to win nothing.
That has been something for the team from day one. I'm not concerned about that because as long as the other role players, the Reeves, the Hachimuras, the Hayes, and them do what they're supposed to do, then I'm not worried. Wood is back tonight. He's been out. The main thing we're missing is Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is I didn't realize how big a loss he is for the Lakers.
Best defender on the team?
Yeah, so, and I don't know if he's going to make the back anymore, so that's been a big issue.
Let's go to this other call. Probably we got a call on the line, Mr. Producer. Let's get this call.
That's Muff.
It's probably Muff for sure. Talking Heads. Hold on, Mr. Producer working on that call. While he work on the call, we'll continue to talk. I don't know, Party. Vanderbilt, like I say, he's one of the biggest catalysts on that team.
Yeah, that's a big loss to the team. Lakers defense suck. They can score, they can do everything else, but their defense just ain't like that.
All right, let's go to the caller. Party. Talking Heads. Talking Heads.
Hey.
Hello.
Where's it, Naughty?
Hey, what's going on, Skiller Boo?
Where's everybody?
Hey, Skiller.
Listen.
Talk to me, Skiller. Talk to me.
Naughty, listen to me. We lost that game, right?
Yeah, Skiller, but who was saying eons ago if we don't get no bench scoring, it could be our undoing in the playoffs, man? Who said that, though, months ago on this show, though? Who said that months ago?
Once our bench play their role, it'll be hard to beat the Lakers. Watch this. Let me show you what happened in that game, though, Naughty. The last in the third quarter, right? With about 7 minutes left in the game, we was up by 12. Listen to that.
Yep.
Call a timeout. After they called the timeout, they came back in. The fellow wasn't scoring at all in the second half. I don't know who was guiding him, but he hit one 3-pointer. After he hit the 3-pointer, they come down and they turn it over. The fellas come down and they get a 2-point out of that. That was 5 points, right? Now listen to what happened. D'Angelo Russell gone 1 for 9 from the 3-point line, wide open, and missed. If he was on his game, we'd have win that game easy.
Yeah, and if Miami had different plumbing, she'd be my uncle.
You can't mean they did their part.
Not
Reeves,
right. LeBron and AD did their part. Now watch this. Archimore, he didn't have, I don't think he had 15 points. Reeve, I don't think Reeve had 15 points. To take D'Angelo Russell off, he missed them boys 4 wide open 3-pointers and put Prince back in the game. Prince was that team worst nightmare in the first half.
But let me just interject though. I mean, because I really appreciate you breaking down what I said on the weekend in a different way today there, Skillaboo, because I did say the Nuggets were probably going to let AD cross each other out with Jokic. They'd figure out something to do with LeBron, but he'd probably get his points. They were going to take D'Angelo Russell out of the game, and they're going to make it hard for the bench to score. Let's look at the Laker box score. Anthony Davis, 32 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists.
Right.
LeBron James, 27 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists.
Right.
D'Angelo Russell, for all we talking bad about D'Angelo, second, third leading scorer on the team, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He shot 6 for 20, though. I with you on that, Skilla. He shot garbage.
That's what they said.
Reeves, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 and 9 shooting. Hachimura, 3 assists on 2 of 4 shooting. Torian Prince, 11 points, 4 rebounds.
Right.
Now, the rest of the bench.
That's what Torian usually do.
Dinwiddie, nothing.
No,
Vincent, nothing. Hayes, nothing. Christie, nothing. You need more bench scorer than that.
Christie them didn't play. But
yeah, Christie didn't play. I take Christie back. Everybody else, nothing.
Pearly, if that coach is the type of coach I believe he is, I believe he'll play Prince more in the second half. He'll be playing him more in the second half. Because in the first half, Prince did plenty damage. One thing I like with him, he don't just settle for the 3-point. He just attacked the rim. And that's what D'Angelo Russell wasn't doing, and that's what Reeve wasn't doing. They wasn't attacking the rim. All they was doing was shoot, and they see they missing, and they still want to attack the rim. But at the end of the day, Naughty, every game is an adjustment, and I believe...
That's where I have another problem with. I don't know if Ham's going to be able to make the adjustments, because this year's adjustments haven't been that solid.
No.
I'm not confident that Ham is the coach of the Lakers anymore.
If you remember last year,
I think after the season we need to move on.
Last year in all the Nuggets, do you know the game ended up with the last 2 to 3 minutes where the Lakers were still in the game, but they just couldn't finish.
And I'm saying to you, like I said, that I agreed with you last year. There was only one blowout, a 15-point game. Everything else was 6 points or less. But I'm also telling you that last year's squad played infinitely better defense than this year's squad. That's what put them on the run from the play-in game to the Western Conference Finals. They're not playing that defense. Ham is not making the adjustments he made last year. He's not being hard and going defense first. He's trying to placate and adjust and change things up and be cute. And I don't know why, but I would Pearly. I think we've seen all we can see from Darvin Ham.
I
agree with that. And I want you to say...
He's no Spoelstra where he's got multiple ways to attack you. A lot of people... Oh, one sec, Skilla. A lot of people attack Eric Spoelstra from the Heat. But I will tell you, Spoelstra may be the best coach in the league right now. Nobody does more. Nobody does better with next man up with stars injured than Spoelstra.
I wouldn't say... You know why I wouldn't say that, Naughty? You look at when LeBron leave the Miami Heat. They win no more from then.
They wasn't winning when he was there too, because they went to 4 trips and they won 2 and lost 2. And Dwayne Wade won him 1 and Ray Allen won him the next one.
Hold on, when he was there, they win 2, right?
Yeah, but you forget he disappeared in one of the 4 he went to completely. That's a well-documented fact.
Let me tell you something, Naughty. Anytime you have a franchise player, which is the best player on the team, whether you don't see him in the first quarter, the fourth quarter, whatever, once he on that court, he making contribution by being the target person. You watch how LA playing Joker. They trying to use all kind of different tactics to shut him down. But now what he doing? They looking for him to do
32, 12, and 7 on 15 and 20.
That's what they saying. Now he wasn't doing no passing in that game.
See,
let me tell you something, Naughty. On an honest note, if you see the Lakers play the way they play in the first half, if they play that way the day, the night, and play the second half like that, they win.
Again, that's a lot of ifs, though, Skilla. That's a lot of ifs.
Everything come on if.
Right.
When you trying to win.
No, it comes on. What have you done for me lately? I can only go based on what I saw from you the last game. I saw a 12-point lead get blown. But let me break something else down to you. Look at this box score and look at the difference between the Nugget lineup and the Laker lineup. Jokic, 32, 12, and 7. Murray, 22, 6, and 10. Porter. Remember Porter? I was telling you about Porter, right? Yeah, they ain't got no answer for him. 19, 8, and no assists. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, boy, do we miss him in L.A. 12 points. Gordon, 12 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. Now check the bench. The bench had Braun with 2, Watson with 8, Jackson with 3, Jordan with 4. And even their bench was containing basis is a better all-around collective than the Lakers right now.
I wouldn't say that. I'll tell you, they play a better game. Yes, they play a better game.
Skilla, we had the same convo last year, and I said the sweep was coming, right?
No, I don't know about last year. I don't know about the game what they
and I talking this year. The sweep coming right over in 5, and I being a realist as a Laker.
The game they played on Saturday, the Lakers play a better first half, and they just play a better second half in the Lakers. That's all. That's all.
Skilla, let me break this down 1 second, though. All right? Huh? Let me see if I could get this in quarters, how it was in quarters, how this game went.
The Lakers lost the game in the third quarter.
33 to 25, the Lakers opened up the game. Then the second quarter, 32 to 27, the Nuggets outscored the Lakers. The third quarter, the Nuggets outscored them. It was 25-25, right, correct.
No, but you don't. Okay, I understand you calling off quarter, but the first half, the Lakers win that half. That's how you do it.
They won that half, and in the second half, they got the pants beat off them.
Right. Now, that's when they lose. They lose in the second half. But anyhow...
But you play 4 quarters. You know, if we only played half a game, you know how many champions we'd have?
You played 4 quarters. You know you could win the first 3 quarters and still end up losing the game?
Correct.
Okay. But now let me switch for a minute here. Pearly, who we looking to pick? Come Thursday.
Say that again?
Who we looking to pick come Thursday?
The Dolphins?
Well, you switch it.
No. There's a either defensive tackle or offensive lineman. Depends, and they might even trade out of the first round to pick up picks for the third and fourth round if the player they want isn't there in the first round. So it's up in the air right now.
One them wide receivers too?
Stories. I'm not speculating anymore.
Hey. You think they can pick up one of them wide receivers? I hear them wide.
They might do that in the fourth round or even in the second round if they're available.
They say you get a trailer load of wide receivers there with speed, and they know how to run routes and things.
Well, the 2 top wide receivers will be gone long before the Dolphins pick.
Well,
Nabi and...
I'm talking about the first 2. They say you got more than them 2 there.
That's the kid, I can't remember what school he's from, that he's on their radar. If he's available in the second round, they may grab him. But the Dolphins' concentration will be on interior linemen, defensive linemen.
Right now, they got you on offensive linemen. They got you with Joe Alt from Notre Dame or Olumiwaya Fashanu, the tackle from Penn State. You're looking tackle or guard in the first round.
So
that's what they're saying today. Last week it was wide receiver. It was an edge rusher.
And between now and Thursday, you're going to hear a million and one.
The Dolphins get an edge rusher when they got Chubb and Fields coming back.
Well, Chubb coming off an injury now, so let's keep an eye on that. And second of all, you're going to hear a million and one stories between now and Thursday, and 90% of them going to be lies. That's general managers putting BS out there to confuse other people, to not let people go. Like right now, the hot ticket is Dallas linked in the second round to the running back from Texas. who had the torn ACL. Yes, we may be high because he's a Texas kid, but I also think that's a bluff as well, too.
Hey.
Because I think we really want Trey Pingham from Benson from Florida State, but they're going to bluff to make people...
Hey, Naughty. Naughty.
Yeah.
And Doily. I know Boston fan, right? And I know Heat fan, right? I just don't like pulling for them two teams, right? But you watch that game?
Yeah, I watched it.
With the Heat in Boston.
I watched it, yeah.
Naughty, you didn't watch it?
Yeah, I saw a piece of it.
Oh. Well, what you think about that game?
If Boston continues to play like that, nobody can beat them.
I agree.
They were awesome. They could have beat them by 40 points. They put the bench on for the last 10 minutes of the game, and that was just the bench who kept it to 20 points.
Well, that can be
Boston
interesting.
looked like the most complete team in the NBA on Sunday, and they got the best starting lineup, and they got a great bench. Hate to say it, as much as I'm a Laker fan and hate the Celtics, they may get number 18 on us.
That's why I say to you, I don't pull for none of them, but I look at that can be an interesting series. Just how that game played out. Really, you saying that they had that load in 20. They had that load in 20.
They had that load in 20 on the bench, not on the start, not on the rotation. Not on the 8 rotation, they had that on the bench.
Really, in the third, watch this, Boily. In the fourth quarter, the 43 minutes in the game, Boston had them 30 up by 34. Boston was up by 34 on them.
Yes.
And them fellas come back.
They come back.
Hold on, they had 3 players. They had 3 of their starters on the court.
Listen to me. When you have a 30-point lead, you drop your guard.
Huh?
When you have a 30-point lead, you drop your guard. If that was a 10-point lead, they would have been
and that's what they did. But what I said to you, Boily, if you watch the way that game went, the Heat was missing plenty wide open shot, and that boy, what that boy name? Tero or whatever.
It was all on his jock strap.
He was off bad. He was
Listen to me. Celtics can sweep the Heat. Muff, I said it. The Celtics can sweep the Heat. And Muff text me say he's trying to get through that naughty.
Okay, well, anyhow, you all have a blessed one. I can tune in.
Okay.
All right, man. Skillo.
Yeah, naughty.
Let's get the Muff talking heads. Talking heads. Muff. Is that Muff? We got Muff talking heads.
Yeah, you got Muff now.
What's going on, Muff?
Yeah, you got Muff now, because then, yeah. Yeah, man, Skilla, a lot of people trying to get in. Not 20 minutes, man, Skilla. This the playoffs, man. This the playoffs. All right. Yeah, Marty, I agree with you, man, with Sponsor. Don't listen to Skilla talking foolishness. Skilla, we've been to the Eastern Conference Finals 6 years on a row, man. Stop talking foolishness, but we ain't doing nothing since LeBron gone, man. You know, this is 6 or 7 times since us in Boston, but in the playoff, man, in the last 5-6 years, man. And, Billy, I disagree with you, man. The only competitive game last night was OKC and the Pelicans, man. We get blowed. OKC get blowed. Dallas get blowed. And then the Pelicans is joking. They got to win that game, man. Dallas, OKC go off over 5 minutes without scoring, and they ain't take advantage of that, man. They're joking, man. I was pulling for them. Now,
I think OKC is overrated.
Too, and I came on like Charles Barkley. Guaranteed we can win game 2. We beat right here last year. When the number 1 beat us in game 1, the Miami number 8 seed. And we ain't panic, and we move on. So we ain't want to be no ball. They look good enough for us, because they are 10 games off. They're the rest. But Spurs didn't look at tape. We didn't be in a look at tape. I know left Scary Terry start tomorrow night. They're guessing problems. But don't worry. We ain't panicking.
Y'all like Jimmy Butler. Y'all can see just how much y'all miss Jimmy Butler in this series.
Yeah, well, you see how the Pelicans play without Zion. You see how good they play without Zion. You see how the Clippers play without
OKC overrated. Any other team would kill the Pelicans.
You see how the Clippers kill on a team like Dallas? You see how Dallas is looking at the end of the regular season? And they can't only that without Leonard. Man, look here. Anything can happen in these playoffs, man. Anything goes. And I want y'all beat the Nuggets so bad. I pull it for you. You all win that game 2 tonight anyhow. Let me let someone else get in, man. I can talk to you all tomorrow. Just before the game 2,
Muff. Don't say nothing to me.
Right there. What you say?
Don't say nothing to me, because even with 14.5 points, you all still do me right in my parlay, okay? I want with you.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't go game 2. You should have bet with game 2. You know, they could try to take that game. They home but then we didn't look at tape. We didn't adjust our defense. You know, we didn't put the defense on them. Don't worry. Miami win game 2. Guaranteed. All right, I can let someone else get it, man. It's 5:84.
More when you all get beat. But okay.
Yeah. I know you can text me anyhow. You didn't text me, say, that's a disappointed loss. I know you're crying and you're bugged. Tell Speeders, boy, keep them pompous and them the pants for yourself, because he can need them for them New York Yankees. All right. You all have a nice afternoon.
Be safe, Muff.
All right, bro.
Yeah, be safe.
Let's go to the next call. Talking Head.
You step on the Yankees like that, eh?
I let him step. They lose to the A's, to the nothing like that.
Yeah, we dropped something on the Mets last night when 10-0 get. Glasnow was awesome. 10 strikeouts in 8 innings. He pitched a gem yesterday.
All right, let's get back to the score. Talking Heads.
Hey, Naughty.
Hey, what's going on?
Right there, man. You know, Miami, I don't know. They might get one, but see, don't forget now, Boston got a new crew of fellas this year. You know, you got Drew Holiday. You got DeSanto. I think what he named, the 7-foot Santo.
Pausing is happy. He's playing great basketball.
Your boy ain't thinking that. He believed it's the same old Boston team.
No, that's a different team. That's one of the best pickups in basketball this year.
Yeah, them too. And, you know, they score. They got a fella come off the bench. He did something. Now he talking about Terry coming back. Well, Terry can come back. He may get a couple points, and then he don't be always on. So, you know. But Jimmy Butler's their man. I ain't going to lie now. Jimmy Butler's their man. But I don't think Miami got no way to go. Now, on the Lakers, my man only went, what? You say 1 for 10?
1 for 9 and 3 points.
Russell.
Yeah, 1 for 9.
All right, man.
6 to 20 for the game.
He got to show up. If he don't show up, that's it. Now, the two older fellas, they doing their job. You know, the James and the Sano, they scoring and they doing things. Now, Russell got to show up.
And you know AD mad right now because he gets snubbed for being nominated for Defensive Player of the Year, so he dead back. He got something to prove.
Right. I like the Lakers in there. You know, I wish the Lakers could do it, but Russell got to show up. Like how he show up some games, he got to show up tomorrow night. You know. Anyhow, but to tell Miami they could take a little rest now. They not now, man. You know. All right.
Okay.
All right, my brother. Be safe. Let's get to the break, Mr. Producer. Flip side of the break, we'll pick it up right here on Talking Heads. And I got a good one for the home run today for the final 15 or 10. The breakdown of that Denver Lakers series. Colin Cowherd's breaking it down. In depth. Should be very interesting. So we'll pick that up on the flip side of the break as the Monday, April 22nd edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Are you ready for the best of the best? Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group, Alpha Sound Promotion, and Guardian Radio presents the best of the best Rake and Script Explosion Concert. Mark your calendars for May 11th as Super Club Breezes grounds ignite with Bahamian talent featuring KB, Gino D, Funky D, Veronica Bishop, The Brylanders, Avi, Elon Moxie, and Shine 242.
Right now I feel like whining.
Join the Falcons, Iron Storm, Sylvie Pierre, Johnny Cake, Mama D, Nishi LS, Pat Ramis, Stevie S, and Shad Colley and the VIPs for an electrifying night of music and culture. Tickets are flying, so grab yours now. Available online at BahamaZTickets.com or swing by the Beauty Shack on Soldier Road and Carmichael Road. This is the event of the year. The best of the best Rake and Scrape Explosion at Breezes Resorts. Gates open at 6 p.m. Don't miss out on the Bahamian Magic.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Made exactly the way they should be by someone with chicken in their name. The new Kentucky Chicken Sandwiches feature a quarter pound of all-white meat, triple breaded, spicy chicken breast filet on a freshly toasted buttery brioche bun with your choice of lettuce, tomato, bacon, thick-cut pickles, and the perfect amount of Colonel's real mayo or spicy sauce. Every chicken sandwich is freshly prepared and piping hot. Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwiches, the only chicken sandwiches that are finger-licking good.
Is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We're back at you on the Monday, April 22nd edition of Talking Heads. And Purdy, we got some picks to make for tonight, man.
Okay.
And once we make them picks for tonight, we'll take the other break. And we'll let Colin Cowherd take us home. And like I said, Colin, because the Nuggets are still the Lakers' daddy. So let's see where that goes. All right?
Okay.
But, Mr. Producer, you got it right there. I just sent it to you, so you should have it. So let's check out the picks real quick, Purdy, for tonight. All brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. Be sure to check them out online, theislandgame.com, and they always remind you to play and bet responsibly. Got 3 big games in the NBA tonight, Purdy.
Okay.
And like I said, I know you're in traffic. Boy, that's a loud part. What happened before I went pothole?
That was a big old truck that's driving past me making a bunch of noise.
All right, we got the Magic on the road against the Cavaliers. I think the Cavaliers hold on in a tougher one than the first game, but I think they go up 2-0 in this series.
Yeah, I think they get the Magic novice in the playoffs of this team. I just think that Cavaliers get too much for them. I'm going to even take the points to the Cavaliers.
Wow, 5.5. I like the Knicks at home. I don't know about the 5.5, but I like them at home to get 2 straight over the Sixers. I still think this series going long.
I don't like the 5.5 either. And I really believe the Sixers can bounce back tonight. I think it'll be 1-1 after the night.
All right. The Nuggets and the Lakers. I like the Nuggets to win this one. I don't think they win by double digits again tonight. I think the Lakers give a better effort, but I still like the Nuggets at home in this one.
I think that I you know what, I can put it on the line. I think that the Lakers can win this series. I ain't 100% sure, but I think they can tie it up and make it a series.
All right, we'll see where it goes. But
okay.
I think there's a lot more ball to be played in that series. But it depends on which adjustments Darvin Ham makes.
We'll see how it goes.
What do we get from the hamburger? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see. But anyway, that's a wrap right there. So let's get to the break. So on the flip side of the break, Colin Cowherd can take us home, man. Good stuff as always, man. And hopefully your Dodgers did me justice yesterday, boy. Big 10 runs, I like that. I took the over, and they got it all by themselves. Thank you very much, Pearly.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Go have fun at the air fryer. We'll see you tomorrow, man. Be safe.
All right, my brother. Be good.
Quick break, and Colin Cowherd's taking us home. Be good, Bahamas, and if you can't be good at it. We'll see you right here tomorrow on Talking Heads.
Ciao, ciao.
Living with a neurological condition shouldn't define you. At Cleveland Clinic in Florida, we do whatever it takes to make life better today while discovering new treatments for a brighter tomorrow. From epilepsy management to specialized spine care and brain delivering world-class neurology care. For the day-to-day, for the days you live for every care in the world. Visit clevelandclinicflorida.org/Caribbean.
Play with Island Games, we making dreams come true. Play with Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy, and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Whether you like it hot or you enjoy being original, KFC has the only chicken sandwiches with attitude, featuring 100% extra large white meat chicken fillets for 100% flavor. Enjoy the famous flavor of KFC 11 herbs and spices in the KFC Original Recipe Burger, or take the heat up a notch with a spicy filet with our KFC Kentucky Deluxe Sandwich. And for a limited time, enjoy your favorite sandwich with fries for only $7. It's done. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport Convenience Stores, Western Bakery, De Gregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News sales representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Clarity. How do you compare to greatness? They really illustrate a team's flaws. And when the Lakers face Denver, you really see their flaws that can be hidden against average teams to slightly better than average. D'Angelo Russell, can't trust him in big playoff spots. Austin Reeves, he's a nice 4, not a great one. Lakers bench, Darvin Ham, meh. AD and LeBron were great. 13 total assists, 59 total points, 56% from the floor. LeBron and AD were fantastic. It's a great 1-2 punch. But Denver has the world's best player in Jokic. And be the best duo in the league with Jamal Murray, who's one of the rare players who's significantly better in the playoffs than in the regular season. Aaron Gordon, a top athlete defender. Michael Porter, 17-7. KCP, always lethal in the postseason. And an experienced championship-winning coach. Twice in Game 1, Denver just shifted gears for like 90 seconds to 2.5 minutes, blew the Lakers' doors off. And again, LeBron and AD were great. But the Lakers have lost 9 straight to Denver, and they've led by 10 or more in half of those games. But the difference is the Nuggets give you consistent excellence with an occasional spurt. The Lakers are hot and cold. There's a nuanced analytics stat called organized offense percentage by quarter. It's boring, but what it illustrates is Denver is literally the same team the entire game. And the Lakers were very good early and very bad late. As LeBron, as his age gets older and gets tired, he often gets very sloppy, and that initiates these big Denver 2-minute runs, and it's game over. So Denver's very much a marathon runner. They run the first mile at the same speed as the last mile, and they know it's Steve Prefontaine. They can do more than you can over the course of a couple hours. And you're just watching an excellent team. And I said before the series, it's not that the Lakers are going to lose, because they are. But what if they get swept again or lose in 5 games, which they will? What are the repercussions? LeBron has options. Golden State is interested. Will Darvin Ham get run out? D'Lo's gone. Are they tired of just Austin Reeves, AD, and nobody else on the bench you can really trust? There are repercussions for great players when they lose. Maybe not for KD, who's a bit of a wanderer, but there have been historically for LeBron, who is not. He's just mobile, but when he gets his feet in the ground in a place he wants to live, he's going to make changes. So this series and these games, 9 straight times I've watched all these games, they're all the same. D'Lo doesn't deliver. It feels like they're slightly outcoached. They have moments of excellence, but it's the continued, consistent success that Denver provides, and it creates clarity. That's the great thing about championship teams. You look at the Chiefs. You start looking at great teams across the board. Michigan this year, they point out your flaws, what you need to work on. And boy, does Denver do that to the Lakers, and here's LeBron after.
You don't have much room for error versus Denver team, especially on their home floor. They're just a team that's been through everything. Obviously, they're the defending champions, so you got to execute, you got to make shots, you got to defend, and then you can't give them extra possessions.
No, you can't. All right, it's draft week. It is. You can keep telling me something is great, but I need proof, data, something. I've been hearing for years Joel Embiid is a great all-time center. Okay, so all the great centers since I started watching the NBA in 1972, they've all won championships. Wilt, Moses Malone, Bill Walton, Akeem, Shaq, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, now Jokic. They've all won. Walton in the 70s, Wilt. 72 is the first year I remember watching the NBA. They've all won. Even second-tier centers, Ewing, Dwight Howard, got to finals. Embiid's been in the league for like 11 years. He's played for 8 of them. Came in hurt. He's never won a second-round Eastern Conference playoff series. The East has never been this weak. I mean, I love the Knicks, but a 2 seed? It's never been this weak. He's got a second star. He lost this weekend. Again, he's losing in the East, often losing as the favorite. In this Knicks series, he has a second star. Maxey was great, 33 points. Kyle Lowry, the ghost of Kyle Lowry appeared. He was really good. And you're going to let Josh Hart and Miles McBride beat you? Jalen Brunson has very few stinkers. That may be the only one in the series. 8 for 26, didn't play well, not efficient. He's a great player. So Jalen Brunson doesn't play well. Jalen Brunson doesn't have a second star. He's got rotational guys, number 3 and 4 guys. Embiid gets his number 2 guy that plays out of his mind. Kyle Lowry plays an incredibly important game. I'm sorry. I need proof. Well, the MVP, let's be honest, that was an anti-Jokic vote. It wasn't a pro-Embiid vote. You got tired of the European guy dominating MVP voting, and Jokic is truly great. He does more well than Embiid does, and he's always available. But all the top players right now in the NBA who at least have some age on them and experience, they've all been to conference finals. Kawhi's and Jimmy Butler's and Steph and LeBron and AD and Tatum. It doesn't matter. They've all been to conference finals. Joel Embiid can't win a second-round playoff series in the East. The weakest it's ever been. At some point, dude, you were 0 for 5 in the fourth quarter. At some point, I need more April, May, and June wins. I'm sorry. I'm not going to put you in all these classes. Oh, he's Shaq. He's this. He's that. He's a center who's often not available and not clutch in big playoff spots. And this was a break. This was a window. Jalen Brunson has very few clunkers. Doesn't have many of those. You may not get another one in the series. Maxey was sensational. Kyle Lowry was good. I'm sorry that you have to change this narrative. It's not on us. This is about you delivering. That's the difference between very good and a stat monster. At this point, Embiid's a stat monster. There's nothing else beyond it. He's a 320 hitter in baseball that never wins a playoff series. You got to give me something here. J-Mac with the news.
No.
Turn on the news.
This is the Herd Line
Am
News.
I wrong? You're right. I mean, now Sixers fans push back. Well, with Embiid on the floor, they were plus 14. It's the non-Embiid minutes, and that's where I'm like, well, who do you look at for that? The GM. Where's our roster? I mean, Nick Batum bailed them out against the Heat. Remember that? He had like 20 points, 6 threes. Embiid goes off the floor, they got nothing.
If Embiid's off the floor and Jalen Brunson's playing poorly, you still have a star, and the Knicks don't. I mean, the Knicks, Brunson played poorly. Julius Randle not available. You Sixers can't beat them just when he's off the floor.
By the way, Tobias Harris benched in the fourth quarter again. Your guy, Tobias Harris. By the way, Jalen Brunson, are you ready for this? 5 offensive rebounds. Joel Embiid 3. How is a tiny point guard?
Well, the Knicks are incredibly likable because they squeeze every ounce of talent. They're Villanova in the pros.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of these grinder guys who just, the effort, Josh Hart is everywhere. So it's not about, and I do think there's a ceiling to this, but in the Eastern Conference, maybe there's not a ceiling to this team.
So a lot of pressure on Embiid to win this series. I thought Kevin Durant had the most pressure. I think it's probably Joel.
I think it's on Embiid.
Yeah. Big time. All right, let's get started with Jason Tatum and the Celtics. Your buddy, Jason Tatum. It wasn't a close game, so they rolled. He had a triple-double, 23, 10, and 10. He also got fouled, if you're watching at home. This is kind of a cheap shot by Caleb Martin in the final minute of the game.
You know what I was thinking about? Is so they're winning the game convincingly, and the Celtics still have Tatum in the game.
Yeah.
And Miami's like, Caleb, go be disruptive.
All right.
Am I wrong? A little bit of a cheap shot.
All right, well, here's what Tatum said about the cheap shot after the game.
Just understanding it's playoff basketball, right? It's a physical game, playing against a physical team. You know, going to happen. It's not the last time I'm probably going to get hit like that or fouled in this series. So, I wasn't hurt. You get hit like that, just get up.
I mean, if you look at it, third and fourth time, you see Drew Holiday gave a little shove to Martin, who then was a little.
Let's watch the highlight. I didn't quite see that. Is that what you're trying to sell me on that?
Listen, I don't think it was dirty. I don't think Spoelstra's dirty. Caleb Martin plays hard. This is a guy I bet on a lot back in college. He's just a guy will not stop playing for 40 minutes. I did like how Jaylen Brown stepped up for his buddy there. That's a potentially scary fall for Tatum, who is.
No, I like Jaylen Brown came over to show hands.
Yeah, basically anybody shoves you like that, I'm going to step up. Hey, settle down, buddy. All right. Next up, let's go to the Dallas Mavericks. Boy, I picked them to go to the finals. They did not look good.
They had 30 points at half.
Yeah, so Cowherd, calls me yesterday and is just mocking the Mavericks for 5 minutes, and I just had to take it. No Kawhi Leonard, 30 points at half for the Mavs, and Jason Kidd talked about the embarrassment after the loss.
I thought the physicality was the biggest thing that stands out. They were physical and we were passive, so we have to look at that when we look at the video tonight and tomorrow. That the physicality we have to embrace that and do better on the floor and understand we got wide open looks that we just didn't make. We were 1 from 6 from the corner from 3. Normally we knock those down, so we'll look and see and how we can get better, and hopefully we have a better effort in the first half.
Yeah, Phoenix and Dallas, honestly, just didn't really want to engage. Like Phoenix and Dallas from the very beginning both got pushed all over the floor. Just a really weak effort. Now, again, it's a 7-game series. Dallas, I don't know about Phoenix. Dallas is going to play well. They're a little bit of a lopsided roster where their scoring comes from basically 2 players, whereas the Clippers have 4 guys, sometimes 5 that could give you points. Even Terrence Mann can sometimes drop a 20. Yeah. But I think Dallas will recover. Like this game, when they had 30 at half, you're like, okay, that's not the way this series is going to look.
So it felt like motivation was everything. Mavs came in the hottest team in the league, I think 17-2.
So the Clippers are on their toes, ready to go.
No Kawhi Leonard, so Mavs are like, we got this. And, these jabronis like you and I saying, Mavericks got this series. I think everybody picked the Mavs to win this series. So Ty Lue motivated his guys.
Yeah.
And you could see, Zubats came out and was like, dominant. He had 20 and 15.
He was really good.
And by the way, remember, James Harden last year, what did he do early in the series?
Oh, no, he's very good. Harden's playoff history is good early in series.
Oh, yeah. Harden couldn't miss yesterday. We'll see how that goes in game 6 and 7. So just file that away, all the paper clips fans in my mentions. Final story, let's get to the NFL. This is kind of interesting. Dak Prescott finally talking about his new contract.